What is this, you ask? Yes, hopefully you have something that looks basically like this in your kitchen right now also, if you're able to do this with us. This is just my second day, so I did my stirs, stirring this goop around twice yesterday, got up this morning, and here it was, just sitting there, just like that, already having a yeast process. So this is a just a single cell microorganism process, and it's a fungus. But what I started to think about, two things, quickly, quick. Be fast, Dr. Bloom. One, keep building this every day as I taught you. 3 of flour, 2 of distilled water. And generally when mine is up to the top of that mason jar I showed you yesterday, then when it gets up to this top, I just dump it in and start to make the sourdough bread. So keep building your homemade yeast. And 2, let's do a Zoom baking class. So I would say it takes around 5 days for this to fully fill this cup. If it's getting really liquidy, you could pour off some of the liquid, as Sarah was saying in an email to me, to pour off the hooch. And the hooch, is that liquid stuff. Mine doesn't make a lot of hooch. It's really just kind of does this. All right. Keep mixing air into it. Warmth and air and attention to this will keep it living. I would also suggest to just not worry about it during the day. It's just going to keep growing and doing its thing, if that makes sense. It did occur to me, and you might want to start to think about this. How do other microorganisms enter this yeast to become, so your bread becomes a reflection of your home, unless you're on the road, and I think there's a student on the road. So if you're doing this in a van, a crazy hippie van, all the power to you, by the way, then you can think about the interior of the van. But, okay, don't mean to make things sound gross, but my cats do run this little, not in the jar, but along the counter. And it's cleaned during the day and kept in a good place. But there are microorganisms there. There's other microorganisms, if you're talking into this jar, going, stirring around going, well, how are you doing today? You're looking pretty bubbly. There's microorganisms, as we're all learning because of COVID, that can go inside here. I'm not saying your bread will have COVID. That's not going to happen. But I think, start sort of contemplating about what else is ending up inside this yeast that is sort of a signature of the, the microorganism climate within your own space. So you're creating a social atmosphere with your microorganisms that is becoming part of this starter. All right. Hope you're having fun with this.